I'm rolling out the new National Police Service because I think it's right to bring together both our counter-terror policing as well as our National Crime Agency, so that they can as a group go after international criminals, serious organised crime, organised immigration crime, the fraudsters, and the terrorist wannabes as well. So I think it's important that we bring those services together. Of course, we will always make sure that our national security arrangements are as strong as they can be. We know that there are states that are hostile to us. As Home Secretary, I see a lot of confidential information, which is about the threats that people are trying to import into our country. We try to make sure that our people can be safe. But, counter-terror policing in this country is very solid. We have exceptional world-class service. The National Crime Agency do a great job. And I'm confident that we already have strong arrangements in place, and they will remain just as strong when we move to having a national police service.
And what about China specifically? What's being done to protect from potentially malicious targeting by them?
Well, look, there are a number of states that are hostile to us, or who engage in activity that is designed to do us harm, whether that's stealing intellectual property, industrial espionage, or other even more malign activities. We already have good national security arrangements in place. I can't, I'm afraid, give very specific details about what we do in relation to either particular countries or specific threats, because we protect our operational information. I think it's right that that's not in the public domain. I see a lot that will never see the light of day, but people can rest assured, across MI5, our intelligence services, counter-terror policing, the National Crime Agency, we have very robust arrangements in place. Every week I meet with all of these individuals who work in these agencies to get an update and to follow the main investigations that they are working on. So I'm kept abreast of that all the time, and I think we can be very proud of our people who work in the national security space.
And just in terms of picking up on a point that was made earlier, the decision to cut the number of police forces has been labelled as dangerous and deeply distressing by some victims of crime. What is your response to that?
Well, look, this is about having the right policing in the right place. And in the new model, every type of victim of crime will be able to have confidence that the police can deal with it. So at the moment, we have such a variation. Some victims of crime get a very high standard of service. Some get less so. Some types of crime are often deprioritized, like shoplifting, like phone theft, because there's other bigger types of crime to go after. I don't want people to feel like if you're a victim of crime, it just wasn't important enough for police to bother about, and the police don't want to be in that position either. So in these new reforms, yes, we will have a smaller number of regional forces, but within them we will have a lot of local police areas, and the point of the local police areas will be their one job every single day is to just police their local community. They're not going to get distracted by other capabilities and other investigations they have to do. Their focus will be their local areas. The regional forces will do the specialist investigations, and the National Police Service will take over all of our efforts to go after terrorists and serious organised crime.
And just in terms of public confidence, do you think these new announcements are going to improve public confidence? And are you confident in that yourself?
Yes, I believe so, and that's because we saw when Labour was last in power in the Blair and the Brown governments, where we saw a huge increase in neighbourhood policing. As neighbourhood policing increased, confidence in policing also increased. I think the decimation of neighbourhood policing over the last 14 years or so has had a big impact on communities. That's why I'm bringing it back. That's why we have more neighbourhood police officers on our streets as we speak, with more to come as well. So I think neighbourhood policing, visible police presence in every community, is the way to get confidence back up and running. But also, actually, the new model will mean wherever you are, whether you're in a rural area, in an urban area, whatever type of crime you've been a victim of or that is taking place in your community, you know that the police will appropriately be equipped to go after that crime, and all of it, for the different levels in the model of policing, all of it will be prioritised, because what we don't want is people to think some crimes go unpunished, and basically the standard of service you get depends on which part of the country you live in.
And just in terms of looking at a specific example, the Independents did a Freedom of Information request about Brook House Detention Centre, and they've seen that the National Riot Squad has been called out to Brook House 26 times. Are you still satisfied that Brook House is a safe place for migrants?
Well, look, we have challenges around housing asylum seekers in our country. I've already made some changes in terms of where we're going to put people. We're going to make more use of military sites in order to do that. I won't comment on the specifics of Brook House, but my intention is to make sure that we are able to house people, in decent accommodation, but in a way that's safe, not just for them, but for the local community as well. That is one of my top priorities in the work that I'm doing in the immigration space.
Okay, and as a closing question, obviously today the big news has been about Andy Burnham. Are you embarrassed about that situation, and can Labour now win the by-election without him?
Well, in addition to being the Home Secretary, my other role for this year is I'm the chair of the National Executive Committee of the Labour Party. That is the Labour Party's ruling governing body, as it were. And it was my job to chair the discussion that happened. I think as a chair, I should remain independent and be an honest broker between everybody that's got opposing views on this issue. I think there's a decision has been made by the NEC officers. And the most important thing is that we all just focus on that by-election. And I just want everyone in the Labour Party, whatever kind of activist, councillor, member of parliament, cabinet minister, local mayors, or everyone needs to come together and support whoever our candidate in that by-election is going to be, because it's important that we return that seat for Labour.